2 knockouts, 13 submissions, 5 decisions. Is Patchy Mix any good? Now that the Bellator promotion has been absorbed into the PFL, some of their top tier talent is making the transition over to the big leagues. We just saw Bellator featherweight champion Patricio Pitbull make his UFC debut and get 30-27'd by Yair Rodriguez. So it's important that we remember even the elite of the elite from Bellator and the PFL don't get any free rides and need to be ready to take that step up in competition. Up next is the former Bellator bantamweight champion and winner of the $1 million Grand Prix, Patchy Mix. Mix fights the not-so-fan favorite Mario Bautista June 7th, and has opened as a moderate favorite in his debut. In a fight that will prove if Mix can hang with the Premier League of the sport, and we'll get to find out if he's been UFC level all this time while under the Bellator banner. He's done some incredible things in the sport in such a short time, and if he can replicate his Bellator success on the UFC stage, that would be nothing short of admirable. There's a good portion of fight fans out there that regard him as one of the best bantamweights on the planet, but I have my doubts. For him to live up to such a high bar that his fans are setting for him, I expect an early submission over Bautista. Let's see him make this look easy first. So let's mix it up with Mix. Find out if he's got the goods for the UFC, or will this be another Patricio Pitbull debut dud? Fellow Bellator sign-ins haven't been the best over the years, and yes, I'm looking at you, Michael Chandler, and Will Brooks. Patchy Mix, a dominant grappler with world-class finishing instincts. Because Bellator and the PFL don't collect fight data, and this is Patchy's first UFC fight, we have no fight stats to go through. So instead, I'll drop some facts and get you guys brought up to speed about who he is. He used to be a flyweight, standing 5'11", and out of his 20 wins, 16 are finishes. Did I mention he's engaged to UFC fighter Tatiana Suarez, and that he became a wrestling state qualifier with only 2 years of training? He also trains alongside Merab and said he would have no problem fighting him in the near future, and that he plans to finish Mario Bautista in order to avenge Jose Aldo. But wait, Merab did the same thing to Aldo, but he's your boy, so never mind, let's move on. Strengths are educated wrestling, master strangler, and big for 135. Weaknesses are basic striker and Bellator resume. Best performance, his submission win over Sergio Pettis. Any type of finish over one of the Pettis brothers is incredibly impressive. I understand if you are new fans and you haven't seen much of either Pettis, but they are trained extremely well. Mix went in and just big brothered Sergio, picking him up, slamming him, and banking the first round. Then gets his backpack position in the second round and finds his rear naked choke with ease. Most fun, his knee from hell he landed on Raytheon Stotts to win the Bellator Grand Prix. Mix made this $1 million knee happen with a very smart but simple read. Stotts is a fellow wrestler himself, and Patchy shot for the hips within the first 20 seconds to get Stotts dipping his head low. He already had a nice height advantage to work with, so using his knees as weapons in this bout makes perfect sense. He became a very big name in the MMA world from this, but only a small portion of UFC viewers even know about him, sadly. This was an incredible achievement, but happened towards the end of Bellator, and the sad truth is, not a lot of people even saw this moment, or watched the Grand Prix in general. Which is why his UFC debut is so incredibly crucial that he delivers on it. He's very much crossing over to a new fan base entirely, and will need to make the greatest first impression he can. His win over Magomed Magomedov, quite the creative name that is, was an excellent adjustment to counter a Russian wrestler. Mix countered the takedown by threatening a guillotine choke, got the sweep to briefly take top position, and just cinched it up. In seconds, Mix stuffed a reckless takedown, reversed position, and put Magomedov to sleep, face first to the canvas. Just imagine we get to see Mix versus Umar Nurmagomedov, Piotr Jan, Sandhagen. There's so many interesting fights for him, and I can't wait for his future with the company. The main reason being, I want to know if he's all that. We've known for a while now that Bellator champions are not the caliber of the UFC elite. Michael Chandler was a reigning, defending title holder, for crying out loud. He lost his first attempt at the title against Juan Archuleta, who was able to control the range well and refused to be manhandled by Mix. Juan stood his ground and stayed on brand, moving laterally side to side and pot-shotting Mix, who hadn't yet refined his striking and developed the use of brutal knees. It was his first 5-rounder, and it didn't go his way, but he appeared to take it in stride and got back to his title run just 6 months later. Years later, he not only captured the title, but in the same night also won the $1 Million Grand Prix. So this isn't a green prospect coming over to the UFC. This guy's felt the bright lights, he's got a bit of stardom, he trains with very elite teams like Extreme Couture and Jackson Wink, and I think now is just the perfect time. Bellator has been forever labeled the B-League of MMA throughout the years, and for fair reason. It was a promotion that was not fleshed out very well. Just beneath the top 5, top 10, there were cab drivers, to say the least. Even people with losing records. So I'm afraid to say, Patchy Mix's resume isn't the greatest. But he's beaten the 20 men put in front of him, and most by finish. So his UFC debut should get you intrigued, because it's another opportunity for a champion of a different promotion to come in and make a statement. Mix vs. Bautista takes place June 7th. Don't miss it. Patchy Mix is B tier, until he really sets his feet in the UFC proper and notches 1 or 2 solid victories. But I have to say, the future looks fun and promising. As always, thank you for watching. Drop your favorite Mix moment down below. Or wait until he strangles Mario Bautista out cold. MMA makes no fucking sense, but I'm out here trying to put it all together. Until next time.